Hi, I'm Sandy Go, CEO and founder of the Women's Community Business Network in Santa Barbara. Today we had our network meeting, and one of our speakers was Rosie Bernardo, and she is the CEO and founder of the 1,000 Dreams Coaching and Consulting. Today she spoke on You Shift, They Shift, and so here she is.
Hi, I'm Rosie Bernardo. The first thing I wanted to do was just thank WCBN for inviting me to speak today. I had a fabulous time with the women. I really got to connect to everyone and find out what was going on with this incredible organization. And I'm really excited to have spent time with them today. And I'd like to just share with you some of the main points of my talk. The talk was called You Shift, They Shift. And what usually happens is that when we're in a situation, in a relationship, whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship, many times there's some kind of conflict. And immediately we go to, it's that person's fault, and there's a lot of blaming, instead of taking responsibility for our side of it. So what I really talked about today in the meeting, in the 15 minutes that I had, was just this idea that we need to take responsibility for our part in it first. And by doing that, it causes us to shift. And a lot of times you can create this shift without even speaking to that person. It can be done before, to actually prep for the next time you might work with this person or speak with this person to create a better relationship. And one of the keys to doing the shifting process is to really, really hone in on what your part was and to create a different way of being. And when I talk about ways of being, I mean things like being grounded, being open. And open means not being connected to your point of view, being open to other people's points of view, not being in the conversation just to be right, but really, really being open to possibilities and other people's points of view. Things like being courageous, being passionate, being loving, being giving. And these are things that sometimes people forget to do when they're meeting, whether it's with a client or in a personal relationship. And a lot of times we focus so much on what that other person has done or what has been the past experience of that person, and we bring that into the conversation. And I say this is more like remembering somebody, and that's from Gerald Jampolsky, who wrote a great book called Teach Only Love. And he says, instead of remembering somebody and bringing all your past judgments about that somebody, instead see them as they are right now. And it creates a totally different energy in the relationship, in the moment. And so I talked a lot about that, what that would look like. And I got some questions, too, about, a lot of people, most people have at least one person that they have conflict with, and they're trying to figure out how to resolve that. And what I explained to the women in the group was that we might not think that having conflict with somebody is directly related to our business success, but it actually is related, because having this conflict and keeping it alive and the energy that goes into it really pulls from our resources to create change and other things in business. And so what I explained to them is, if you pick at least one person that you're angry at, or you just know there's some kind of tension there, and you decide to resolve that situation, that will release a lot of energy for your business and could really create it. And so by you shifting and changing that, they shift, meaning your business shifts, the other person, the relationship shifts, pretty much everyone in your life shifts when you really take on the work of looking at yourself.